I'll start with the first time I saw him when I was about 7 years old. I was sharing a master room with some siblings at the time, and my bed was the closest one to the window, furthest from the bathroom, and positioned in a way where if I sat up, I was looking right at the window. It was in the middle of the night, and I needed to use the bathroom, so I rolled over onto my back and went to sit up when I froze at the sight of a man standing over my bed. The only person in the house at the time who was old and tall enough to fit this space was my oldest brother, but he was a skinny, lanky guy at the time at 16 or so. I remember the silhouette of the man perfectly as I took in every single detail of his hat, his old face that sagged a little in the cheeks, and his straight shoulders under a trench coat. There were absolutely no facial details or even hairs that stuck out like a normal person would in the glow of the moonlight. It was just blackness. I remember not being scared, but a little weirded out and then creeped out, and then I was a little too scared to get up and use the bathroom. I laid back down very slowly and put the covers over my head, eventually falling asleep. Years later, in my late teens, I shared this story with a few of my siblings, and we had this weird, ominous conversation about the things they've all experienced in that same house. Turns out a few of my sisters have seen the same shadow man, even during the day, and my oldest brother had seen a white, animalistic thing in the barn one night. He was terrified to go down there alone after that. Furthermore, when my niece was just 4 or 5 years old, she randomly started sleeping with my sister because she was scared of the shadow man who watched her while she slept. No thanks. It's been about 10 years since then, and she hasn't seen anything or even remembers that, so it's all good. Anyways, to the now, I am in my 30s and expecting my first baby. My husband and I live way up in the hills, nearly the middle of nowhere, with the nearest neighbor a mile away in each direction. We can see their houses, but there's a lot of ranch land in between. Even more, there's only one gravel road through here, and the nearest town is a 15-minute drive away. We have hay fields on the right of us, a pasture for our cattle on the left, and about 150 acres of woods spreading out from the fields and pastures. We also have private trails through there and trail cams set up for hunting season and the safety of our livestock.